My name is Shananthea Baker, and I just want to say thank you all for coming to this channel. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. If you are returning, thank you for returning as well to my channel. Alright, so for those who have not yet done something very important, I want you to go ahead and subscribe down below. So where you see that big red button that's subscribe, I want you to just hit that big red button. Also go ahead and just like this video at the same time. Just let others see it and all of that. Alright, so let's get straight into this video. So if you see me looking down, is because I have the information on the phone, and this will be another career vlog. Alright, so as you all may know, I don't know, if you're new you wouldn't know, but if you're returning you would know that I am a public health inspector. So that is my career, and I will be sharing information about that as well. So tonight's video will be about how to prepare for your entrance interview, and also it will be about some things that I did not know before going to the School of Public Health, or UTech on a whole. Alright, so I'm just gonna share some stuff with you. It may help, it may not help, but more important, I believe that it will help someone. Alright, so first we're gonna go into how to prepare for the entrance interview. Persons have been asking me about this. Some of you have messaged me in my DM. Some of you have actually commented on the video, and by the way, I love the feedback that I am getting. You have been commenting on my videos, and I am certainly happy for that. Some of you still not even start commenting, but for those who have been commenting, thank you very much. It means a lot. So I just want to show my appreciation. Now let's get straight into this video. How do you prepare for your entrance? For your interview will be online. And we know the reason why it is online now, because of the COVID, so you would have to go on Zoom or whichever other online platform that they so desire to do the interview, but I believe it will be on Zoom. Alright, so number one tip, so I'm gonna give you 6 tips on how to prepare for your interview. Tip number 1, dress professionally or dress formal. Right, so that's tip number 1, and in that I'm going to put ensure that you are well groomed. So for the ladies, ensure that your hair is properly done, and for the males as well, ensure that your hair is properly groomed. So remember that maybe they would want to see you, right, because they want to see who it is that they're gonna be lecturing for the next 4 years. Alright, so ensure that you are well groomed for your interview. Just make sure you don't show up to your Zoom meeting looking like this, ladies and gents. Number 2, take all of your qualifications relevant to the course. Alright, so that would include all of your certificates, all of your grades and all of that, right? And that's if you have them, because maybe they will be pending depending on when you did the courses and so forth, or when you did the subjects, right? But ensure that you bring all of your qualifications that you have at hand, and if some are pending, you would let them know that these are the ones that are pending or whatever, right? Number 3, ensure that you log on to the Zoom platform or whichever other online platform on time. So if you know that you do not have ready internet access like Wi-Fi at home, ensure that you put on enough data plan for the interview. Alright, so ensure that you log on time, so if you have any glitches or so forth, you're able to correct them and all of that. And I'm not sure if everyone knows how to use Zoom, but Zoom is pretty easy to use, so I believe that you should be able to always Google how to use Zoom and something will come up. Alright, so if you're not aware, you can check that out. Number 4, prepare your mind for the interview. So prepare your mind to be asked very general questions. Example, probably they would want to know about you, so they will say something like, tell us about yourself, why did you choose this course, etc. Right? There may be a wide range of questions they may ask, or even maybe they won't even ask that much questions, right? So they will probably ask you, what do you hope to attain from doing this course, or as I said, tell us something about yourself. Number 5 is to speak well in your interview. So remember that first impressions last. Alright, so try to speak well and speak properly in your interview. Try to pronounce your words properly.
Sinanal ang tomato. Sana naman.
So don't go overboard now trying to be perfect, because nobody is perfect, but just do your best. Alright, so try to pronounce your words. Alright, number 6, which is the last one, greet your interviewers well and show respect. And this is a given. No one is gonna show up to an interview and just be so lame that the lecturers or the interviewers are looking like,
You'll just ask Siri?
You know, Siri, tell me this, Siri, find me that. We're all good at getting you the answers.
Tell Siri, I want you ready to go at 8 sharp each and every morning.
you know, remember that they have no other way of knowing who you are, so you have to try and portray a personality over the phone. Because they're trying to get to know you, alright? So remember that you are trying to get to know them and they are trying to get to know you. So try and be as natural as possible, but in a respectful way. As I said, ensure you speak properly and do your best. So that's it for my interview segment. So if you're just here for that, go ahead and watch it. But I also have something else that I would want to share with you, and these are 10 things that I did not know before attending the School of Public Health or UTech. I went ahead and I made a list, right? Because there are a lot of things that I did not know. I was just fresh out of school, fresh out of sixth form. I did not know anything about college. I did not know anything about university. All I knew was that I am going to university, I am going to college, because, you know, I have to keep up the family tradition, and definitely that was something that I believed that I needed to do. Alright, so number 1, the School of Public Health is not on main campus. Alright, so the School of Public Health is located downtown. It is not in the smack in the middle though. It is on a road called Slipen Road, and if it is that you travel downtown, you would want to take the number 47 JUTC bus that will take you directly on that road to the school. So you would ask them to leave you off at the blood bank. Alright, so once you're at the blood bank, the school is on the same compound with the National Lab and also where the blood bank is. So that is the compound where the school is located. Alright, I did not know that. Alright, I found this out on the day of my interview because I had to go with my sister, because I did not go anywhere on my own prior to going to college. I did not go anywhere on my own. Only thing I knew was that I used to go to take taxi to go to school and back home. I did not go anywhere by myself, so I had to travel with someone. Alright, so that was something. Alright, number 2, I would have to catch the 7 o'clock bus on main campus every morning for my 8 o'clock classes.
I want you ready to go at 8 sharp each and every morning.
I don't understand.
And trust me, you cannot be late for these buses. Alright? So if any public health inspector is watching this video, they would know exactly what I am talking about, and I am not exaggerating this at all. Right? If the bus is a 7 o'clock bus, be there at 7 o'clock or before. Alright, do not be there 7:01 or 7:02 because that bus may be gone long time. Alright, so you need to ensure that you are there before 7 o'clock, at least 5. Matter of fact, reach there at least 10 minutes before 7 o'clock, because as soon as the clock says 7 o'clock, you know, the bus gone, you know. So you have to ensure that you catch this bus on time. Alright, and remember that it's COVID now, so I'm just sharing some things prior to COVID that I did not know before going to the School of Public Health. Number 3, well, they had already gave us our orientation at this time. So during orientation, that is when I knew what we would wear, that we would wear a beige top and a brown bottom, and the beige top would be bush jacket, right? Some persons did not wear bush jacket, they just wore beige tops, or they got them made by their tailors or their dressmakers. They might wear them beige top and brown bottom and all of that, right? But the uniform, the original uniform, is bush jacket, right? So beige bush jacket and a brown bottom with a pants or skirt. Alright, so you would have to decide. And brown shoes. Alright, so that is what I wore. I wore a beige top, brown bottom, and brown shoes. Alright, some persons used to wear stockings, and so if you feel like you want to wear stockings, it is all up to you and what you feel comfortable in. But I used to wear stockings, and then I did not wear stockings again. I used to carry a knapsack. Some persons carried knapsacks, some persons carried some big tote bags or handbags, but you know, a big enough size handbag to hold your books and so forth. But I just brought along my knapsack. Alright, now the next thing now that I did not know is that I would have to do courses that I already did in sixth form. Alright, so if it is that you did do sixth form, prepare to go and do over some of those courses, because I did general biology in sixth form, I did general chemistry, I did general physics, I did all of those courses in sixth form, and I still ended up have to do those courses again in first and second year. Alright, so the thing is though, if it is that you got a grade 1 or grade 2, you do not necessarily have to do them over. You can get an exemption. Alright, however, you have to apply within a certain window period, and that was my dilemma, because I could have gotten exemption from some of those courses, but because I did not submit my exemption, I believe it was an application that we had to make to be exempt from the course, but you still did have to select the course and all of that, and then you apply for the exemption. And it was a bit of, my husband would say, room around, you know. So I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna do my course. I'm not gonna do the exemption because it's just too much, because I tried and it did not work. I tried 2 consecutive years and it did not work. Alright, so I ended up have to do biology with another set of students that were not my classmates. Alright, so that was something else. Alright, but yeah, so you can also, what I did not know, and this is something that I had to share as well, that I want to share as well on this platform. If it is that you got a grade 1 in English at the CXC level, you do not have to do a developmental English course, which is kind of like an entrance testing that you do too as well, right? And that's for all courses that you take. So if it is that you got a grade 1, you would automatically become exempt from that course. Alright, so or that exam, sorry, that entrance developmental exam. So you wouldn't have to do that. But if you got grade 2 or grade 3, you would definitely have to do that test. Alright. Now, number 5, specific courses should be selected for each semester, or else you would have to do add drop of courses, which is annoying as you may not end up doing classes with your classmates. So it's best to check with your module selection guide. So that's the name, the module selection guide, before you pick your courses for each semester. Alright, and for the module selection guide, you would know which course is a prerequisite for what. So the prerequisite is a course that you would need to do before selecting another course. Alright, example, you would need biology before you do meat hygiene. Just an example. I'm not sure if that's a prerequisite, but it's something like that. Alright, so that is what exactly happened to me in first year. So in first year, I did not know about the module selection guide at all. I wish somebody would have called me one side and tell me, but unfortunately I had to find out the hard way. So I now selected any course that I wanted to do, because I did, when you go on the portal, you would just see all the courses. You wouldn't know if it is a first year course, second year course. You wouldn't know because there is no way of telling, right? So if you didn't have the module selection guide, and you can download the module selection guide online as well, so you would just type it in Google module selection guide for School of Public Health, and you would see the module selection guide popping up. Alright, so you can use that, you can print it and use that whenever you're gonna select your courses, so you will know exactly which course to do, so you would avoid the whole add drop procedure. I had to do the add drop procedure, and so I was basically 2 weeks late for some of my classes. I even for one of my chemistry class, I was 2 weeks behind, and they were already doing labs and so forth when I actually got into my correct class, right? So that was kind of like a nightmare. But the thing is, it wasn't so bad, because most, if not all, of the labs that you do in sixth form, it's the same labs that you do in first year. So I just did the lab on my own, and I passed my test because we had to do some lab tests, and we also had to do the actual lab. So I just went in and I explained my situation to the lecturer, and the lecturer said, okay, you would have to do the lab on your own, because what would have happened was that I would have to do the lab in a group. But she said, okay, go ahead and do the lab on your own. And I got the lab tech, told them the different chemicals that I would need to do the lab, and they were provided for me. And I did my lab, and I passed whatever and wrote up my labs and whatever and submitted. So yeah, sixth form is kind of good, and it's kind of, you know, if it's not necessary, you don't have to do it, but it's kind of good in helping to prepare you for first year. Alright, so that was that. The next thing that I did not know is your handbook is your best friend. Some people just collect it and don't read it, but trust me, it's good to read the handbook in case of anything. So in case you buck up on a situation that you don't know how to do it, example, the whole hard job system, they will tell you the window period, everything in which you should be able to do all of these things. So it acts as a guide for you. Alright, so number 7 is that I did not know that I would have to do community service in first year. I believe that if you had done some community service, I believe it's 40 hours. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 40 hours for your community service project. I'm not sure how it's done now because of the COVID, but I actually did my community service at a police station in Papine. So yeah, all I did was updated records I did not do anything that I should not do, like lock up people and like that. Just updated records was pretty much what I did. Alright, so community service, and you had to do a project, like you write up some stuff that you learned and what some I don't even remember, 'cause that is way in first year, right? So I don't even remember, but I know we did a project and we wrote up like a portfolio and you know, some stuff like that. Number 8 that this is third year, so no, I did not know this prior to third year, that I had to do meet hygiene first thing on a Wednesday morning, right? And usually I don't eat before I go to school, so can you imagine going into a place filled with blood, in a slaughter facility filled with blood, animal blood, all different kind of animal blood, right? And you have not eaten as yet.
Why are you so negative?
So that was kind of not so nice for me at first. So what I had to do, even though I didn't eat, had to walk with some mints and try to, you know, minimize the odor. There's a lot of odors and so forth. So yep. And another point to note is make sure that you have a meat inspection knife, make sure that you have a white gown and your water boot for each class, right? And these things you would have to buy them, all right? So I got my coats from UTech because at the time they sold them at the lab. So I bought a lab coat from them. And there are other places that sell these lab coats as well that you could get it, right? Or you could even have it made. It's your choice. But as long as it's a white coat, you then ensure that you get your meat inspection knife and your water boots. Alright, so you would need that. Everybody know what water boot looks like, right? The meat inspection knife though, it has to be a specific way. It mustn't be too big, it mustn't be too small, and it must just have the right size, alright, so that you're able to maneuver it properly. Also it must be stainless steel, and the handle must be made of plastic so that you're able to clean it properly. Hard plastic would be better so that you're able to clean it. So no wooden handle, right? Because you know wood can introduce bacteria and wood will soak, and so you wouldn't want that. All right. Another thing to know is that what I did not know is that all health professionals, all health workers would have to get the Hep B shot. That's the hepatitis B shot before you start working. So I had mine in the final year done. I did 3 of them, so I got 3 shots, 3 Hep B shots at different intervals. So you can go to your healthcare provider or go to your health center and find out how to receive these shots. Alright, so I had to do that. And last but not least, I did not know that we had to apply for a license to practice public health inspection after receiving the degree. So after you are finished in your final year at UTech, you have gotten employed, you would definitely, that's the first thing that you would need to go and do. I believe you do it even prior to your employment. So as long as you know that yes, you're about to be employed, you would just want to hop over to that place and go ahead and do it. And it's in Kingston. So yeah, you'd have to get a license to practice public health inspection. Alright, so I hope that this has helped someone. I hope that somebody aspiring to be a public health inspector in Jamaica will find this video interesting, and if you know someone else who is interested, you also share this video and let somebody see the 10 things that I did not know, and also how to prepare for your entrance interview. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.